Hey, it's Adia. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be doing some demos and swatches of 4 cream bronzers that I really like. 2 of them are new. 2 of them have been out. None of them have been featured on my channel before, and I'm really excited to get into this video. As you guys know, so much has changed in the last 2 months since I've last uploaded a video, and I've actually filmed a couple big videos, but they just I didn't like how they turned out, and then I felt kind of like weird in terms of like, how much do I talk about COVID-19, the global pandemic? Like, should we just use this as a distraction? Should I speak on it? Should I not? Etc., etc. Of course, just getting into my head and overthinking everything, which left me feeling tired and just kind of uninspired to film any YouTube content. But I was in a really good mood today. The sun is out. It's really beautiful here. And I just said, let me just go for it. So I'm going to just be giving you swatches and talking about the bronzers, but then I'm going to be putting in like clips of me applying each of the bronzers to my face. And in the clips that you're going to see, I'm not wearing any foundation underneath at all, because I wanted to be able to just like wipe off the bronzer and put on a new one. So I think I might have like a little bit of concealer on, but there's no like base products on my face in the clips that you're going to see, just so you can get a sense of like the bronzer's true color on my skin tone. So let's just get started. All right, so the first one, and I feel like this bronzer was like the first in the wave of the bronzer releases, and of course Fenty, the cream bronzer, and I picked up the shade Toddy. Sorry for the background noise for whatever reason. I feel like there's a lot of street noise, so I apologize for that. And I also have the air conditioning on because I got really hot, probably because I was getting nervous about filming, but I got like super hot and had to turn on the AC. But anyways, here is Toddy. It is a pretty like neutral bronze color. It's just like, I don't know, maybe a shade darker than my skin tone. And the thing about bronzers is something I was just like thinking about as I was like pulling at my bronzers and playing with them. It really is like a personal preference in terms of what you're looking for in a bronzer. Some people feel like the bronzer should just be 1 or 2 shades darker than their normal skin tone. Some people want the bronzer to be more red to mimic like the sunburned, sun-kissed look. Some people want the bronzer to be more golden to give that, you know, bronzy glow kind of vibe. So I don't really feel like there's like a right or wrong way in terms of like what a bronzer should look like or what you should look for in the bronzer. It really is super personal. And these different bronzers that I'm going to be talking about are kind of going to hit on different notes depending on what you like. You might like all of these, you might not like any of these. They're just some options that are out there in the market. And by the way, I'm wearing the Cosas bronzer right now. The new Cosas bronzer in the darkest shade. Let me know if you guys want to see a similar video to this, but only using powder bronzers. But this video is only going to be cream bronzers. So anyways, here's Toddy, and I'll do a swatch. I mean, when you look at it on my hand, it looks like it's my skin color, you know, but as you see in the cutaway, it does like nicely kind of like darken the perimeter of my face. It adds dimension, and I think it's like really natural, really subtle. What's the next one? Oh, the next one is Tower 28. The Bronzino in Best Coast. So Tower 28 is kind of like a newer brand, and I have this, and I also have one of the lip glosses, and I like it so far. So when this one came out, as you can see, it's like a bronzy reddish. You can see the more red tint when I turn it like this. So I remember when the swatches of this came out on Instagram, a lot of brown skinned women were like, oh, this is too red, like it's not a bronzer, etc., etc. And I almost kind of like didn't get it because I was just like, is it gonna look right? Is it not? But I was intrigued. I picked this up during the Sephora sale. Side note, the low buy has not been working. There's been stress shopping. There's been a lot of sales. I fell all the way off on the low buy. But but anyways, this was a Sephora sale purchase. I think this one is really, really pretty. Here it is next to the Fenty one. So as you can see, this is so much more like coppery. Maybe that's the right color. It's not super red, but there's a lot of like orange to it. And it has like more of a shimmer. Shimmer is not the right color. Not the right word. Maybe more of a sheen. I mean, they're creams, so neither one of them is like flat or matte. But compared to the Fenty, you see this one definitely has much, much, much more orange to it. This is really pretty though. I actually really like this one. Yeah, it's really, really nice. And I feel like this would be pretty like on the eyes, on the lips. Like it's just a really, really pretty bronzer. Okay, next one is something I haven't really seen this product used a lot, and it's by Sandler, and it's the Watercolor Liquid Cheek Color. I don't remember who I saw on YouTube using this, but these are like watercolors. Like, if you can hear it, it's literally super watery. They have blushes and like liquid highlighters. And then I was on, I don't know what website, maybe Skin Store, and Skin Store was having like a 25% off everything sale, and I saw that they carried Sandler, so I was like, oh, let me try this out. So I have the shade Hot Toddy, and let me just do like a drop. See, it's like super watery. I'm kind of scared. I don't want this to get on my chair. But yeah, a little goes a long way, but here you go. This is Hot Toddy. This was the Tower 28. This one is the Fenty. So again, this is very orange. It's super liquidy, but actually this Sandler one, it dries down completely, and it feels like nothing because it's so watery that I actually feel like it might be the best one in terms of just like holding up in hot weather, or if you have oily skin, because it really dries down onto the face. So it's a really nice product. It takes a little trial and error to get used to it because it's so liquidy. And you know, the first couple times I tried it, I definitely applied too much. But this looks super, super natural. I think it's just a really interesting formula. The blushes are nice. The highlighter's nice as well. They are kind of like sheer buildable and just look really natural because they're so like thin on the skin. And so if you do a sheer layer, it can be almost like translucent. So it can really look like you've been outside in the sun, and it doesn't look like you applied bronzer on your face. There's a few other shades that this comes in for bronzer, and then there's like at least 5 different blush colors. There's several highlighter colors. So it's really interesting. I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're interested. And then the last one is something that that's not marketed as a cream bronzer at all. And that is the Glossier Play Niteshine Highlighter Concentrate in the shade Molten, wait, what shade is this? Yeah, Molten Umbra. So here it is. And I've mentioned the highlighter, like another shade in this formula before, as a highlighter that I really, really like from Glossier. This formula is an excellent formula because, as you can see in the bottle, it's very shimmery and has a beautiful sheen. but similar to the Daniel Sandler one, it just dries down on the skin. So if you love like liquid highlighters but don't want it to stay like creamy and you want it to like set down, then this like Niteshine formula is really, really awesome. And I was just like on the Glossier website and I was just kind of like, I want to buy this. Like maybe this would be pretty as a bronzer, you know? And so you'll see in the clip what it looks like applied. And it looks like when I first applied it, because like here it is, right? So it's like very cool compared to like what the other ones look like. But then when you shear it out, because it's a highlighter and not a bronzer formula, it does shear down. And I think it looks really pretty in terms of like a shimmery bronzer. It doesn't necessarily add a ton of like pigment. Like it's not going to necessarily like really darken my face or really like sculpt it or anything like that. But it's slightly deeper and it adds that shimmer. So I think it's actually really pretty. If you're darker than I am, then it's just like a really pretty highlighter or overall like illuminator type of product. But then if you're my color or a couple shades lighter, then I think it can be a super subtle shimmery bronzer, or you could layer it over a matte bronzer if you wanted to add some of that shimmer to it. Like, I think it's nice. Like, I think it's really nice. I haven't seen anybody use it in that way, but I think this is really pretty. So that's it for my cream bronzer roundup. Let me know what you guys think. If you have tried any of these, what's your favorite? What do you look for in a bronzer? Are you wearing bronzer at all these days? Like, I'm really liking bronzers. I like that more and more brands are coming out with more bronzers and more intensities in terms of depth of color, and also more more undertones, whether you want neutral, whether you want something really red, whether you want something really golden, matte, shimmer, etc. Because I think bronzer really can just liven up the face and really just like enhance your overall look. So I'm not mad at it. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.